Firing your clients. Ooh, you heard me right. Firing your clients. That's what we're going to talk about today. Why you should fire your clients, when you should fire your clients, how you should fire your clients. That's the topic. But first, welcome to the daily voiceover huddle on the Voiceover Blueprint YouTube channel. My name's Mike Hathcote. I'm a full-time voice actor, and we're here to just help you move your voiceover business forward a little bit. Don't forget to chime in on the chat so I can do some shout outs here in a little bit where you're listening from, watching from. And don't forget to hit the like and subscribe and notification bell to make sure you get this content as quickly as possible. Oh, and also don't forget that Dr. Bana's course on mindset is back up and it's half price if you use the code mindset50. Link in the description below on that. And last but not least, my new book, also called The Voiceover Blueprint, is available for immediate download, the digital copy, the audiobook copy, and 4 free gifts for less than $10, also in the description below. Let's talk about firing your clients. Hot topic, but here's what I mean. Every now and then, it is necessary to fire a client, and there's a few reasons why you should do this. Of course, the obvious reason is if they're just really hard to deal with, you know? Um, Sometimes people are just maybe they're it's hard to get them to pay, maybe they're just really combative. I mean, I've had all of the above, they're really difficult, they're really nitpicky or there's any number of reasons why they would be hard to deal with. That would be the first reason that you would wanna fire a client. And always do it professionally. You never be mean about it, but you can just be professional about it. But more often, when you should fire clients is more about rates. So when you fill your day with work, as you're building your business and you're picking up a client here and a client there, and you're kind of building it up, when you get to a point where your day is full, most every day you're working lots of jobs, you're going to need to trim some of the fat. And that is when you should fire some clients, because then it's time for you to raise your rates. Because if you stay at that level, at that rate level, then you're basically you're just locked in. You can't grow. So what you want to do is you want to go find the clients who are the lowest paying clients. You reach out to them, you ask them politely, or you tell them politely that you're actually gonna be raising your rates. Um, offer for them to stay at the new rate, give them the opportunity to say yes, because a lot of people that I've dealt with have actually stayed with me with the new rate because they know that they're gonna get something high quality, they're gonna get it quickly, they're gonna get it professionally. So they're willing to pay that little extra to stick with me because they know what they've got, and that's great. If they do that, fantastic. Don't fire them. If they're not willing to, then you just politely tell them, "Thanks, it's been great working with you, but, I'm growing my business and I'm gonna need to adjust my rates according to this rate schedule here. You know, it's been nice." And that's it, and leave the ball in their court. One thing you could do is you could offer to grandfather them in for a certain amount of time, especially if it's a client you really enjoy working with, or if it's a client who sends you a lot of work. I had a client who literally sent me multiple jobs per week, a medical client. And when I told them that I was raising my rates, I gave them a little bit of a buffer. I didn't say it's effective now because I wanted to keep them as a client. So I said, you know, I'll grandfather your current rate in for a certain amount of time. And then at the end of that way they're not hit with that shock all at once. Um, but offer that to everyone. Offer the new rate. You want to keep working with them, so let's work on this new rate. If they don't, no hard feelings. It's been nice knowing you, and move on. like I said, I've had several clients agree to stay with me because of the new rate, or not because of the new rate, because they knew what they were gonna get from me, like that medical client. They were like, "We love what you do for us. We're willing to pay the extra." Great. So I just gave them that little buffer time, and when that time was up, the new rate went up, everything's good, and that's been about 2 years now, and they're still sending me work. So, just make sure that you do it politely and that you're not degrading them for being cheap or whatever. I mean, their budget is what it is, and they'll decide whether they wanna stick with you or not, but just kind of blame it on yourself. My business is growing, I need to free up some time for newer clients who can pay whatever standard rate you're asking for, and just frame it like that. Never be accusatory about it or call them cheap or anything like that. So, don't burn that bridge because you never know when they might wanna come back to you when they do have the budget for what you're currently charging. So, there you go. Firing your clients, why you should do it, when you should do it, and how you should do it. All right? Let's see who's in today. There's Boomer McBoom. Good morning, all. And Ron from Grand Haven, Michigan. Boomer says, 29 in snow in the San Emilio Mountains. I don't know when this turned into the weather forecast, but there we go. Jason says, preach it. Hello from Kearney, Nebraska. And there's Mark from Montreal. David from Hamilton, Ontario. The Canadians always come in batches. I've noticed that they're always together. Maybe they're timing that. I don't know. There's Sean from Longview, and there's Kirk from Greenville, South Carolina. Alan from Pennsylvania and Sarah from Kentucky. Good morning to y'all. Afternoon, I guess. There's Bob from Wadsworth, Ohio, and John from ATL. There's Denise from Long Island. Denise, I'm going to brag on you again. Denise posted in our group. She's in the VoiceOver Blueprint, which is our flagship training program for voiceover. And she is doing it. She posted in our group yesterday about 2 different offers that she got yesterday for jobs. And one came, I believe, from Upwork, and the other one came from a direct email client that a warm lead, which is kind of what we teach everyone to do there. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. And when you've got your pro demos locked and loaded and your website up, then it's about email marketing. We talked the other day about email marketing. But yeah, she's getting work coming in, which is great. Love to see it. There's Andrew from Latvia, and there's Scotty, 2 days in a row, Brookings, South Dakota. Welcome, Scotty. Thank you for being here. Jason says, excellent advice about staying friendly and professional. My producer at the TV studio usually used to say, always treat people with respect. The guy you fired today could be your boss tomorrow. Oh, boy, is that right? Yeah. Don't burn those bridges because they come back. So just be nice. That's what Dalton said, right? Just be nice. If you're of a certain age, you know that reference. Just be nice. There's Wayne from Port Orchard. There's Tracy from Rochester, Minnesota. Tracy says, I miss AZ weather. It's always sunny here. It's either blistering hot or perfect. Those are the 2 choices. There's Corey from Whitehall, Wisconsin. Ron says, launched my Fiverr and ACX accounts. Now the rubber meets the road. Yep, there you go. Little bites at a time. Just keep moving forward. That's it. Just remember though, don't rely on those 2. Those are going to be hit or miss. So you gotta multiply the amount of places that you get your work from. So if you've got pro demos, make sure that you get that website and start doing that direct marketing. That's how you're going to build your business. There's Dennis from Grant Park, Illinois. Jason says, way to go, Denise. Ron got the reference. Roadhouse. You got that right. Patrick Swayze, Roadhouse. Just be nice. It's either Julio or Julio. I'm gonna say Julio from Panama. Welcome. He also says, I always find that the clients who are least willing to pay or ask for package deals the most are the ones who take up the most time and are the hardest to work with. Does that happen to you guys too? Yes. I have worked for clients who will nickel and dime you to death and be as nitpicky as possible for the minimal amount of money. But I've also had clients who pay thousands of dollars for a job. You send it off to them, it's all good. So it seems counterproductive or counterintuitive. I mean, but that's the way it is sometimes. The cheapest customers are the most nitpicky. So cut them loose. Cut them loose. Free up that time to go out and actually get higher paying and more high quality customers. Absolutely right. All right. All right. Well, as usual, I've got a pile of work. So if anybody has any other questions, go ahead and fire away. If not, then I will see you back here tomorrow for another cool topic on voiceover. And like I said, don't forget to hit like and subscribe and get notified when these videos become available. Of course, you're already on here right now live, so I know you're available or I know you're aware of it being available. But yeah, go ahead and do that. We appreciate it. And then, oh, let's see what else is. Oh, Carpe Diem. Y'all be cool. Thank you, Boomer. All right, I'm going to bounce. You guys have a great one. I'll see you tomorrow. Break a lip.